It's a monumental project that took 3 years and $180 million. And now, the West End Zone expansion at OSU's Boone Pickens Stadium is almost complete. News OK Sports met with Sports Information Director Kevin Clintworth, and he gave us an exclusive tour of the amazing new facilities. Let's take a look inside.
The field level alone is 146,000 square feet. And the entire West End Zone project, including seating and plaza levels and mezzanine levels for fans, is about 1.1 million feet. The weight room area itself, size-wise, isn't that much different, but the weight room in Gallagher-Iba in the athletic center actually also encompassed was encircled by a track. That we don't have that over here. It's just strictly weights, strength and conditioning, and instead of having 400 student athletes sharing a space, you've got 100, 130 student athletes, football players who are using this weight room in the West End Zone. And I think like everything in the West End Zone, the attention to detail and functionality, this weight room is just steps away from the football locker room. I mean, literally you can go from one room to the other. And the whole West End Zone on the field level is like that, where you can, you're just steps away for the student athletes from meeting rooms, strength and conditioning, equipment room, and a sports medicine center. As much as everyone likes to talk about the bells and whistles, it's really the functionality of the West End Zone that might set it apart from a lot of other places. Well, this is the team room / theater room. It can be used a lot of different ways. 200 of these leather chairs are spread out over a rather large area. We can use it for news conferences. Obviously, anytime the team gathers together with the entire team, it will be using this room. There can be watch parties down here. There can be major news conferences, and not to mention just various functions that might come up during the course of an academic year, and maybe even someone on campus. Yeah, it's a great room with a lot of different usage possibilities. I think one of the interesting concepts about the locker room is the fact that it also incorporates the player lounge area. And some of the facilities that the OSU folks toured before they began construction, there were a lot of places that had the locker room and then the lounge. But the lounge was nowhere near big enough to accommodate 120 players. It was, you basically go in and fight for space or do whatever you do in shifts. This was built with the idea that the locker room would be the lounge area, that it could accommodate everyone at the same time. And you don't really feel excluded from a certain area because it's just too crowded or too hard to get in and out of, and discourage people from using it. And that was on purpose. That was with the idea that this locker room would be 12,000 square foot, that it would be a 12,000 square foot facility, but still be able to be a place that you hang out in, do some team building on your own, and just a great place, a place where you want to be without having to go find other places to maybe socialize with your teammates. Just about every area has added some pretty massive space. But again, I think that it's not so much bigger that makes it better, it's the way that it was designed, the functionality of the building and the proximity. Despite all the square footage, these things are so close to each other that it just can make it really easy during the day-to-day operations of a football season. I'm not an athletic trainer, nor do I play one on TV, but I know there are 4 hydrotherapy pools, the depth up to 7 feet. Too hot, too cold, which is significant. There's computer equipment that allows the athletic training staff to be able to not just observe the underwater therapy, but also record it and email it. There's a digital x-ray machine, which is not unheard of on a college campus, but not very common as well. I don't know if Bullet is a nester or not, but he does have his own place where he can hang out and in between scores. Again, it's very close to the what would be the southwest tunnel, where Bullet has always come on and off the field. I say always, since the West End Zone came into being. And yeah, hopefully it'll make Bullet very comfortable on game day. It's probably the largest stall in the Big 12. When you had Mike Holder and Boone Pickens involved, you knew that it was going to be finished off the right way, that it was going to be a high-end product when we got done and something everyone could be proud of. And it's one of those places that you're not disappointed by, even though you've heard so much about it. You think it might be a letdown when you see it, but it's really not like that. I used to live 60 miles from the Grand Canyon, and folks used to say the Grand Canyon was one of the few places you could hear about your entire life and go to and not be disappointed. And I think the West End Zone is sort of like that. You would think we've been hearing about this facility for 3 years. 4 years, how could it live up to the hype? But that's not an issue. It really does live up to the hype.